Always tracking, always alerting. Storm Team 8.
Well, here's the view from the Port Sheldon buoy right around sunset tonight. Beautiful view. In fact, I'm going to step out of the way so it doesn't look like I'm sitting in the middle of Lake Michigan. A beautiful sight out there. A bit choppy with those winds out of the southwest, but a nice sunset nonetheless. Still very, very warm out there tonight. We're at 86 in Holland, 85 in Grand Rapids, 83 right now in Kalamazoo and Battle Creek. And dew points are still in the low to mid 70s. So it is feeling very, very humid. And that is something that's going to continue for at least the next week. Your morning planner looks very warm. We'll see temperatures only bottom out in the upper 70s. We'll be at 80 degrees by 8 a.m., mid 80s by 10, and there's a good chance we'll be at 90 by noon. On our way up to the mid 90s in the afternoon. High temperatures will be just a touch cooler along the immediate lakeshore. Upper 80s expected in places like Whitehall, Montague, up toward Hart and Pentwater. Should get up to the low 90s in places like Newaygo, White Cloud, and Big Rapids. Forecasting mid 90s in most of the Grand Rapids area. Should get up to 95 in GR, 95 in Hastings, and mid 90s expected to the south as well. Upper 80s right along the lakeshore. You get the idea. Going to be hot everywhere. It's going to be humid everywhere as well, and that heat advisory continues through the day tomorrow. We are looking at winds that aren't really going to subside overnight. Typically, we see them dip once the sun goes down and then ramp back up once the sun comes up. That's not going to be the case for us overnight. So we should see winds sustained at about 10 to 15, gusting up to 20 to 25. That is lighter than what we had this afternoon, in which some spots gusted over 40. So not quite as windy tomorrow, but still a touch on the breezy side. And that is going to be enough to keep the wave action going to some extent along most of our area beaches. Waves of about 2 to 6 feet. Beach hazard statement remains in effect up and down the lakeshore through the day tomorrow, and we'll see a mix of some yellow and red flags flying through the duration of the day. Here's your 3-day planner. Very hot for tomorrow, high of 95. Again, should get up to around 95 again for Monday. Feels like temperatures near 100. It cools down just a bit on Tuesday to the low 90s as we start to bring in at least a small chance of a few showers and thunderstorms, especially in the afternoon and evening. But notice that heat index will still approach 100 degrees in a few spots. Here's your 8-day forecast. It looks menacing, but I'm going to break it down. So we'll be sunny and quiet through Monday as high pressure remains in control. The ridge of high pressure is going to begin to break down. What that'll do is provide the chance for some showers and storms beginning as early as late Tuesday, continuing on and off. So although we'll have the chance of showers and storms through the second half of next week, the majority of the time will be dry, just very humid, and although it will be cooler, it's still going to be quite warm, and with the humidity, we'll likely see feels like temperatures approach or exceed 90 degrees through at least the end of next week. We'll be back after this.